with another episode of What Were You Thinking? And today we have the honor to be here with the beautiful, multi-talented Jasmine Stevens, the owner of Image Counseling Services. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can't complain.
Good.
Um, I'm just ecstatic to have you on the show right now. Definitely been locked in with you for a minute, and I'm like, who else wouldn't I want to have on here for an interview? So, on What Were You Thinking? It's just a show for the entrepreneurs by an entrepreneur, where you get an opportunity, or I get an opportunity to talk to you and pick your brain on what were you thinking
Okay.
when you started your business, trials, tribulations, all of that good stuff. So you ready to get into this?
I'm ready.
All right. All right. So first question I gotta ask you is, what motivated you to start Image Counseling Services?
Well, first of all, I was going to school for counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be honest, having a business, that was not my first thing at all. I'll never forget my friend Amir and Shane, actually. We were at Applebee's. I was at Applebee's with my friend Amir.
Mm-hmm.
And Shane just slid into the restaurant, sitting next to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were actually planning the Night of Inspiration, which is an event I do. I've done 2 so far, which is an event that I do bringing music to therapy. So it's almost like, collabing the 2.
Okay.
And so I had no business ideas or anything. And so Shane was like, you need a business. Something that will promote you, because everybody already knew I sung first. I had just started doing therapy.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, you do music and you do therapy. Why not start a business where you can do both? So it was technically going to start off with me just doing music.
Uh-huh.
But then I thought about it like I have all of this education, and I'm like, I think I could do a lot. I could do workshops. I can do things. So I remember people kept giving me names for the business.
Uh-huh.
And one day, Image just came in my mind. And so in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay. So Image actually stands for internally motivated to achieve genuine enhancement.
Okay.
So in other words, it's literally just self-awareness. And then I thought about how in the Bible it says that we were created in his image. So what better way than to have self-awareness when you know that you're created in his image? So I'm like, that was from God, because I was not thinking that. And none of the stuff that people were telling me was even in that arena. So I'm like, this is it. So I went down there, got it LLC, and I went from there. So honestly, I have to thank those 2 for pushing me, because I just would have been a clinical therapist, because obviously I could do a lot with just doing that. But this actually helped me to push out in my own personality, to allow people to see what a therapist does outside of the 4 walls.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay. So what made you get off into the therapist field? Like, was it something you seen as a youth and you like, I really just want to help people in that area, or?
Well, I think for me, it was just one of those things where I had struggles, right?
Okay.
I dealt with low self-esteem. I dealt with not being able to see my true value. And so when I first started college, I was going to be a medical biller. I'm like, let me hurry up and get done with school. But I knew that I needed to give something back, and I learned that with me helping other people gave me a different type of strength. So I knew that I was designed to help people. I would have early people coming to me, talking to me about their problems. But I didn't look at it like, oh, I'm going to be a therapist. I just looked at, oh, they must think I'm cool.
Yeah.
So I've always been interested in the psychology and how the brain works. So I did my undergrad, with psychology. But then I said, you know what? I think I might need to go ahead and do this, So I went my master's, and it was just so, one thing I know is that when you're in alignment, things just flow.
Yeah.
And from the time I was an undergrad up until my master's, everything just flowed. And I'm like, I'm definitely where I need to be.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay. And since building the brand, like what type of obstacles have you faced, and how were you able to overcome those obstacles?
I think one of the biggest things is I think in the mental health field, a lot of people say they want the help,
Yeah,
and then you put it out there and they don't necessarily grab a hold to it as fast as you would like.
yeah,
So because I'm a clinical therapist as well, I have clientele regardless.
hmm,
So I think finding the time to branch off and do things for myself as far as having workshops and having different things that people can go through or go to, I think has been a struggle for me, is trying to find the time, because
Okay.
I don't want to neglect the clients that come in weekly,
yeah,
but I also don't want to neglect my business. So
Yeah.
trying to find that balance, you know, to be able to do both. So one of the things that I've been able to do, this is thanks to the coronavirus. I've been able to sit down and really think about, like, okay, how can I do both? Because
Yeah.
they're both, I don't plan on stopping being a clinical therapist. I don't plan on stopping image. So just kind of aligning them. One day I plan to quit my salary paid job,
yeah.
doing the same thing, so that I can definitely give both of these my all, because this is what my career is.
Okay, and that totally
Yep.
makes sense because I know as an entrepreneur, just speaking to the new entrepreneurs and people that's really thinking about getting off into entrepreneurship, a lot of people go into it with a false sense of I'm gonna hop in this and it's gonna be like this, everything gonna be peaches and cream. But as an entrepreneur, we found out that everybody had their struggles, and one of the main struggles is prioritizing and learning how to do that, put this, focus this much attention on this and take less attention on that, you know. So
Definitely.
that's
And then trying to just have regular life.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you get off, excuse me, by me talking so much,
uh-huh.
I don't want to answer my phone sometimes. I'm like, look, can you just take my best friend actually, this was actually a while ago. She called me and I text her like, can you just text me? And she
Yeah.
like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just laying down. Like, no offense, but you know, to have back-to-back clients, sometimes I'm talking 7 hours straight,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not that I don't want to hear, but I don't have the capacity to hear this and then go through my workday. So having that balance, I think, is so important, because otherwise I'm gonna be drained. And
Yeah.
that's why for me, I try to take every 3 months, I either take a vacation
Uh-huh.
or I take a week off of work, because my job is so demanding to my own mental health.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
And if you were to describe or say one thing, I know it's probably multiple things that you love about your brand, but if you was to put your finger on one, what would it be?
I would say compassion.
Mm.
Because I think that being a therapist,
Mhm.
I think that actually I'm gonna say compassion and transparency. Compassion, because you have to care for people in
Yeah.
order to help them. You can't go judging, because I've heard some pretty, you know, deep stuff, and for me to go and judge them, it will distort their healing ground.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that having compassion and showing that I really care,
Yeah.
I think helps people know. I've seen a lot of people who have come to me. This actually just happened. I got a new client on my case, and she was done with therapy. She like, I'm not, this my last straw. And I didn't know it just yet. I was just being me.
Yeah.
And she literally came to tears and she was like, I know I was supposed to come to you because you are my last hope. And I'm just like, God, I thank you, because I wouldn't have known that. You know what I mean? But having compassion and I say transparency, because I need people to understand that I'm a human being as well. I have this the education, I have the skill set, but at the end of the day, I've struggled. So being able to relate, I think, helps me be able to be authentic. There, you won't see an image again. Like, I feel like I'm a one of a kind therapist. I sing, I songwrite. I'm transparent. You know, a lot of times I've heard people say they don't relate to their therapist, and that's why they stop going. And so I make it my business to make sure that you can relate to me. And not saying that our experiences will be the same, but I believe that when you have a good fit, you will definitely still be able to gel and even bounce off of each other, because I want to learn too from my clients. It's not just about me. It's not just about them. We work together.
Okay, well that
Yep.
makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we're about to take a little break, tap into some promotional videos, and when we get back, we're gonna get off into the second segment. We're gonna tap into your Instagram, be inspired with jazz, and figure out what were you thinking when you made some of these posts.
All righty.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Anika, and I'm a telehealth counselor.
Hi, I'm Deshawn, and I'm a telehealth counselor.
Hi, I'm Jasmine, and I'm a telehealth counselor.
I'm Catherine, and I'm a telehealth counselor.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm a telehealth counselor.
Hi, I'm Kiana, and I'm a telehealth counselor.
Give us a call, and we'll connect you to a telehealth counselor.
Come on down. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, Burberry, Christian Dior, Michael Kors, Coach, and so much more. Stop by today. Shop us on Facebook or Instagram. Shop Kayla Shine Luxury Consignment Boutique. Authentic, affordable, luxury within reach.
All right, good people, welcome back to What Were You Thinking? Now this segment of the show, we tap into the entrepreneurs' social media feed and try to figure out what were they thinking when they posted what they posted. So we tapped into Miss Jasmine's social media feed, her Instagram, Be Inspired with Jazz. Go hit her up, go follow her, all that good stuff.
Yes, yes.
So I was scrolling through and I seen this one post, Flashback Fridays. Now, what was going on at looked like an event? What was going on right here?
Yes, so that was actually my very first Night of Inspiration event.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, basically Night of Inspiration is me tapping into my creativity with music and then also using it therapeutically. So that particular night, I launched my business, Image. And it was so special because it's like two parts to this. So my stepdad, before he died, he had so much faith in me to be like this person that dealt with music. I was doing music before therapy. And he was just like, you can really go far. Like, don't sell yourself short. So I'm like, okay, just saying whatever. But when he passed, I feel like it was such a strong urge for me to like really go forth. So I've been in the studio before, messing around with my brother, making, music. So
Yeah.
Night of Inspiration literally just came in my mind. And I wrote my first song, Journey, for this album, probably in, 2018, early part of 2018. And then they just started coming. So I put this event together. My mother, and it's crazy because I was living with her at the time, she had no idea what I was planning. So I was able to surprise her with my business, and it was over 150 people there, and I got to explain my business. I had other artists come. So it wasn't actually just music. I had a poet come. I had a lady MC come, Lady Heat, and I had a comedian for my, what did he do? He was my MC for the night. And so it was just just a night of good vibes.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it annually. I had one last year, it was the same thing. I feel like last year's was just so vibrant. I mean, the ambiance, and I wasn't scared this year, last year, or the year before that. I'm like, oh my gosh. I sing in front of people before, but it's different when you're the songwriter and you're the one who the night is about. But yeah, I definitely think what was I thinking? Like, man, I really did it. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, that's what's up. If y'all go check out her Instagram, y'all gonna see the videos from too. I shot that. You know, I plugged myself in there. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And it was pretty. It was a dope night. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was working, I still felt all the positive vibes. You had people in there talking about marriage. You know what I'm saying? It was just dope all the way around.
Thank you.
So then I scroll down and I see, "Good morning, y'all. It's here. My first EP." What's going on with that right there?
Yes. So again, I created music therapeutically. So basically, all of the songs on my EP are healing songs. I like to think of. I would say more so inspirational. Of just songs that empower people to be the best version of themselves. Like I said, my very first song was Journey, which was basically talking about how we get confused with making decisions. Like we want to make the right ones, but sometimes we get caught up in wanting to make the wrong ones. So my thing is I'm on a journey. I don't want to lose my way. I'm trying to avoid, dangerous roads.
Yeah.
But how do I do it? So it was very inspiring. I think it was actually, now that I think about it, I was actually trying to figure out what I wanted to do next in life. I was in the car driving and I was listening to Erykah Badu's song, Didn't You Know? And the lyrics just came. And it was so like magical because I'm like, man, I went to one of my friends, I recorded it over her beat. And then my brother came in as a mastermind, created a whole nother beat so that I could sell it. Obviously, I couldn't sell it on her beat.
Yeah.
And then the next song that I wrote was Let Go and Enjoy, which is pretty much my slogan, meaning let go of the hurt, pain, so that you can enjoy your life.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a long journey, and it wasn't even the music part because again, I think that it is a creative streak of mine when it comes to creating music, but just flying back and forth to Arizona because that's where it was recorded, agreeing and disagreeing with my brother, just the whole experience. And then some of the songs, I have a song called It's Over Now, and it was actually kind of created for my grief of my stepdad passing. So being emotional while I'm writing these words and trying to record it. So it was just an experience to remember.
Okay. That's what's up. So then I go to this last post. You in front of a podium, look like you doing a speech or, speaking to, doing a public speaking engagement. What's going on in this post?
So that was a event that I did for school, and I had the opportunity to talk about bullying in school.
Wow.
So it was a lot of kids there, and there were other mental health speakers, but I did mine tailored to bullying. And that picture pretty much inspired me that I can continue to go out in the world and talk about mental health. Again, I'm a clinical therapist, so I always do, individual, but to be able to speak in front of, people, I think that it gives them knowledge that they can take home, versus having to come into an office. So yeah, it was a great experience and opportunity.
Okay. So it look like you're doing your thing out here in these streets.
I'm trying.
So that's pretty much it for this segment. But before we wrap up, let the people know what Image Counseling Services and Jasmine Stevens doing, what's up and coming for you.
Well, I think again, during this time, I'm able to kind of create some balance. I think I want to start doing little segments of different concerns in different areas of mental health. Because again, I think people want the knowledge, but they don't understand that as a therapist, I can be transparent. As a therapist, I don't got to use the big words.
Exactly.
I will sometimes, but again, just simply giving techniques to people who can't come in the office. I think I want to start doing those. So you will see those. Night of Inspiration, unfortunately, we won't be doing it this year due to coronavirus, but that will continue to be an annual event. May 1st is the rescheduled date. You will see new music from me. You will see me in different platforms giving workshops. You're just gonna see me, okay? When you hear my goal is when you hear mental health, you hear Jasmine or Image.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's what's up. All right, so we're going to wrap it up for this episode of What Were You Thinking? I'll see you guys next week.
Life gets so